Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars and Fire, and this is the weekly healing messages reading, however you wish to see it, for July 4th until the 11th. Happy Independence Day to everyone. Now, realize that I just said Happy Independence Day, not July 4th. And there's a reason for that. Because what Spirit is telling me is July 4th is a great time. But we tend to think of anymore fireworks! That's a great thing. But they're telling us, especially for this week, what we need to realize what the healing message is. Because that's what this is. This is messages to help us with healing forms move forward in our life positively for the best, healthiest life that we can have. That's why I call it the healing messages. And what they are saying for in that knowledge that you need for this week is to look at that word, independence. Because this is going to be one of those weeks where, yeah, it's going to be an emotional week. It's going to be a good week. But it has its ups and its downs. And it's on purpose. That the way the spirit, the way that the universe is moving, the cosmos, the way the planets, all of it is moving, it's speaking to us in a certain way to help us move forward. It's one of those moving up in vibration weeks. But sometimes that doesn't always come in the most coziest of ways. Now, depending on where you are and what it is you're working on in your life, will depend on how cozy or uncozy that may be for you. Because, like I said, we're being told to look at the word independence. It's your independence, honey. This is a liberating week. Going to lift up those vibrations. It's coming into the truths of self. Truths of your authenticness. Letting that out. All of that is going to be looked at, seen, evaluated this week. It's a thing that my mom says to me all the time. And this is one of those weeks. Now, depending on what it is you believe in, God, the Creator, the universe, gods or goddesses, that is up to you. But what it is that my mom always says to me, and it fits perfect for this week, is God helps those who help themselves. And this is definitely one of those weeks. This is one of those weeks where you're going to be learning a little bit more about how to be assertive for yourself. What is and what is not acceptable? What are you willing to stand for? Standing fast. Standing strong in yourself and saying no. But doing it without necessarily, or at least learning to do it. Learning how to be able to do it without becoming negative, irritable, frustrated. Which you may be feeling those this week. But it's teaching lessons. It's learning how to set the standards higher and to stick to them. Period. It is all about rebirth of your superhero. The resurrection of the superhero that is within you. That's what this week's going to be coming into contact being about. Helping you find that. This is a lot of, I've been going over this past week, especially if you follow me on Facebook or anything, I have been sending out a lot of information along the lines of Thor's hammer. And because I was having a little bit of trouble understanding what they were trying to direct me to, but they were directing me to this because it has a lot to do with this reading. Because I was understanding to look at Thor, but I wasn't getting at first the hammer. The hammer is lightning. It is that power behind it. It is that ability of that strength, of that courage, that able to stand fast, to say no. It is finding within you the Creator, the God-ing, which is given to each and every one of us, that is inside of you. The ability is what I'm being told. To be able to have your centering, your grounding, your shielding, your ability to go, this is no longer acceptable. This is not what I'm going to deal with. This is not acceptable in my life. I will not have it, and I can be assertive about it without becoming mean. The answer is no. That's it. I don't have to be mean, but I can still stand strong in my guiding energy and go, I said no. I don't have to fight. No. That is your guiding energy, is what I'm being told. See, that taser is what was being sent to me over and over and over again, because that would be that guiding energy. That would be looking at it from a level of Thor's hammer, that lightning bolt of saying, I said no. There's no fight that needs to be said. You don't have to get all angry. You don't have to get all, pushy and stuff. Just being able to go, no. Finding that within you is what I'm being told. Within you. Finding your grounding energy, your centering energy, the faith of believing in yourself enough to say, no. That is what you're going to find a lot of in this week. Is finding that hero in you to be able to do it without having to become aggressive and mean. You can be assertive. You don't have to be aggressive. You're going to come across a lot of that this week. We also have, I'm being told, you might be getting, I'm being given like medicine. And medicine can come in many forms. It could be surgery-related stuff. It could be dealing with doctors. It could be healing within yourself. That might be part of that whole energy that I'm being given. And I'm being given also, for some of us, we might be getting a taste of our own medicine to see what it is we are also sending out there. So medicine may be coming at you in some form to help you move forward. But sometimes we got to also view things we don't necessarily want to view. I'm also being given by Spirit this week what feels like cosmos movement. Like the energy of the universe is just kind of going, I'm going to take this and put it over here. And I'm going to move this over here. And we're going to do this over here. And this is what I'm feeling, is them saying within us, we're a cleaning house. We're setting things within us and within our lives how we want them to be, so that we can go, I just took out my trash. Nothing else needs to be here that isn't here. We're redirecting the importance of our lives into what it is that is the most important. And I'm being shown a lot of love, a lot of hope, and a lot of faith is there. See, we also have Pluto right now is set in the skies in such a way to go, what are you not getting? Now, what you got to understand is Pluto is death, decay, and destruction. But Pluto is death, decay, and destruction because it's meant to be rebirth and resurrection. You got to let go. That's why I said taking out our trash. What is no longer healthy? What is no longer serving us? It's time to let that go and be done with it. And Pluto is set in the sky in such a way that it's going, what of this aren't you getting? And that's what I'm talking about. You might be getting hit with a little bit of that this week, because you might be viewing some of that this week because it's set to help you let it go, so that that rebirth, that resurrection that is you, and all of the success that you are able to have is you. Having the conviction within yourself, the courage within yourself, the standfastness and steady and strong to go, no, now we're going to move forward. This is what is and is not acceptable in my life from this day forward. It's our inner warrior. See, our inner warrior, that was not Mercury, that was Mars. Mars just went direct. And Mars just went direct, and it's kind of like we refound our inner warrior. It was resurrected. And that's what it is doing. It's working with that energy right now of Pluto going, all right, well, this isn't acceptable anymore. This is death, this is decay, this is destruction, and this is what we're getting rid of, so the rebirth can happen. But remember, that inner warrior comes from the fact of that much strength of love. It's not about anger. It's about moving forward positively, but having the strength to have courage for yourself. I'm also being given by Spirit the 4. I'm getting what I call the 4 windows. And what I mean by the 4 windows is they're saying the bigger picture. It's bigger than us. It's that recirculation that is beyond and bigger than us in general. It is that creator energy, that guiding that is within us. It is our stars. It is our earth. It is our moon. It is our universe. It is our elements. It is emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. It is our actual elements of the directions. It is our elements of our seasons, our 4 seasons. Things are always changing. And it is our 4 times of day. It is these things that are bigger than us. The 4, the bigger picture is what I'm being shown. And remember that that deals with our creator energy, with that creative spark that is given to each one of us. That guiding energy that was placed in each one of us. It's that spark that comes from the creator. That special piece that was given to you. It's helping find that and resurrect it. Now, with all of that being said, today, July 4th, Independence Day, is also a new moon. This is why all of this energy is coming in so strong, because with that new moon, it can't help but to bring it strong. Because new moons are all about new starts, new beginnings, new goals, new projects. It's all about the new, starting the new, the beginning of something. Sorry, I had hair in my mouth. The beginning, and being able to see how to go about doing it, starting it, and making it happen. And that's what they're explaining is during this week. Because today, July 4th, Independence Day, is that new moon. But you're going to be feeling it as well as seeing it and evaluating some of that throughout this week. This is one of those life-changing weeks if you're working it. That's the thing. Magic is within all of us. There is no magical band-aid that stays and makes everything all better. But there's a magical process that you have to find within you that you can lift up to. And you can create your own life and make it better. It's that simple. Now, with that new moon, it's also in Cancer. Cancer is all family-oriented. It is about the nesting, the comfortability of the family in general and yourself within that family. It is also sensitive, but it can be vulnerable. Then as we move through the rest of the week, we move into Leo, which is us entering our pride and our ego. How we want to be noticed, drama, and attention. Hey, it just comes with the process. But that is also where you're going to be finding that emotional side. These things that might be coming at you. It's bringing things into harmony. But sometimes they got to bring it through by making you actually see it. So that you can make these changes. Then we move into Virgo. Virgo is picky and critical. But that's okay. Because you need to be picky and critical if you want to set your standards high enough for what you truly are going for in your life. For whatever it is you're going for in your life. It is, Virgo is very helpful in energy, fixing of things. It's exercising discrimination, analyzing, and critiquing in situations. But it's a very good fault finder. Fault pointer. Being able to notice where are these not working out. Not necessarily pointing fingers at people, but where is this not working and why was it not working? Virgo is very good at noticing that energy. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to move into what the runes were for this week. Because like I said, I've got a lot of energy coming in. And a lot of it is that strength of, how can I stand here and be strong without having to be aggressive and mean? How can I find that steadfastness? How can I be able to be assertive and courageous without getting mean to push my way through what I need to in life? And this is exactly why I was saying this is what they're giving me. It's that lightning within you. It's that guiding within you. Being able to know, I don't have to accept this. I'm not settling for this anymore. I deserve better. I will have what I deserve in life. And this is that moving forward, that higher vibration. Not in a negative way, but in a strong enough way to go, no. Now, I'm starting off the week because what was blinking at me, and I do mean blinking at me, it was like, hello, hello, hello. You know, it was looking at me. is Hagulaz. Hagulaz is hailstorm and crisis. But you got to understand, it is the controlled crisis leading into a completion and into inner harmony. This would probably, you'll feel it in that Leo time, in the middle of the week. You might feel it a little bit in the beginning, but I'm being directed to, you're going to be noticing it throughout the week. It is transformation of your inner preparations. May indicate hidden events from the past that need to be disclosed. It can show a coming crisis that will change one's life, revealing long-term patterns and the means of how to go about changing them. It is also bringing new people and new gifts of power into your life. It is transformation through the crisis, inner self-order, change coming from outside of the realm. This is what I'm saying when they were giving me the 4 windows. Everything is bigger than we are, if we remember that. And we've got to remember that has to do with the circulation as to what it is. What are you circulating? What are you circulating? Are you wanting better for yourself? Are you going to say, I'm not accepting this anymore? You're going to stand strong and move forward? Or are you going to stay where you're at? This is part of what Spirit keeps telling me right now. Don't doubt yourself. Have faith in yourself. Have trust in yourself and hope. And they will help you move forward. But you can't let that ego side of you keep you from moving forward. Okay, back to Hagulaz. It is the hidden issues of the past that must be dealt with. Reshaping of the present according to our highest ideals. Control of the elements and ruin craft. Change from primal level, ruin, mother, frost and fire now meet. Like I said, you're going to be seeing some of that throughout the week. Now, I am being given Iwaz. And Iwaz is the strongest one by far. It was definitely letting me know. Because very rarely does anything come in the clear quartz. Clear quartz is magnification. Then we are getting it in my Muggle stone, which is grounding of energy, as well as creative energy and your empath energy for separating energy in general. Then I'm getting it also in truth and honesty, which is, sorry, I got a bug on me. It is also Amazonite. Iwaz is the Yi tree. I never know if I pronounced that right. It is the axis of life and death. It is safety, strength, reliability, dependability, trustworthiness. It points to issues of discipline, transformation, transforming, change, and that need for that total commitment right now. It may indicate a great loss or deep discontent. It can describe situations of denial or simple deprivation or hardship. So this is what I'm saying is we might be noticing within ourselves some of that denial, some of that deprivation or that hardship that is coming up that we've been not denying ourselves or denying from admitting to ourselves that we have had to deal with. We've buried them. But as we start to work through them and we put full total commitment in working through that, letting it go, that death, decay, and destruction that Pluto is talking about, that rebirth, that resurrection starts to happen. It shows the presence of someone working with their own shamanic training. Regeneration cycles, life and death, with death being the rite of that passage so you can move forward. It is endurance, sacrificing, undertaking the rites of that transformation. It is a protective influence. So the energy might be a little bit overwhelming, but it is protective. It's meant to help you. Like I said, there's so much energy out there right now that is positive, that is there to help you in positive, hopeful, faithful ways. But they're also making you see it so that you can pull yourself up into the strength that you truly are. It is that hidden force in the situation. It is also our release of our latent powers, but the essential polarities of our light and our dark. It is that resilience into the greater cycle or cycles of our life. It can also deal with past life situations too from time to time. I'm not feeling so much past lives right now, but some of us possibly. Power companion of walking the true path. Only choice, possibly. Transcendent consciousness. And then we're moving into Pethro. And Pethro is coming in threefolded too. And truth and honesty. Woo. It's also protective. It's also coming in unconditional love, love of self, love of others, and loss of anxiety, because that's Rhodonite. And it's also coming in the Muggle Stone, which is again our grounding energies, our empath energies, as well as our creative energies. Pethro is the apple, the cup, the chess piece. Water. It's one's destiny. It is determining of one's future. That need to take that risk or overindulgence in a behavior. It indicates social enjoyment. The new birth ventures into the unknown of some sort. Rules of Runencast of magical intuitions into women's mysteries. It can point to present. Oh, it's also showing it may bring you to the positions to be viewing entertainers, practitioners of like craft, basically of like music, of arts of some form. Principle of the unknown, of childbirthing. Now, whether it is actually giving birth or birthing into something that is unknown to you, starting of new. It is the new moon, so it's a perfect time for that. It is also taking of risks, intuition and wisdom, changing of arms, fellowship, social enjoyment, laughter, and gambling. Creating karma or fate, testing of fate. One creates one's own fortune. Bonding of psyche and soma. You know what I'm saying. Emotional growth. It is evolutionary growth. Relations of the secret revelations. I'm going to learn to talk one day. Revelations of the secret mysteries themselves. Unmanifested power weaving into power. Learning through our very experiences. And that's exactly what this week's all about. It's learning how to move through that death, decay, and this destruction. Learning to step forward boldly enough in who we are and have courage with it. And to not take no, to not settle for anything anymore that is less than what we deserve. But learning how to do it properly, as well as just plain and simple, whatever it is we're going, learning through the experiences, through our mistakes. Then, the last thing I am being given, and it is at a lower vibration, but it feels like it's important enough to bring out as, like, keep it in the back of your mind, is Fei Wu. Fei Wu is also coming in truth and honesty. Fei Wu is Muggle Stone. It is your, empath energy. It is grounding and separating. It is creative energy. Fei Wu is fire, earth, and it is feminine. It is possessions. It is cattle. It is wealth. It is the elder tree. It is the gift that must be worked for and received with thanks as well as humility. It is something that you must look after, but you must not hoard. It is especially not for profit. It's a balance situation. It is circulation. It is understanding. Let's look at Fei Wu as wealth. The best way of how I usually put it. Because we think of wealth as money. And having money and being able with money to have control. Well, that's not exactly the way they look at it. They're telling you, look at it from an older state. Wealth is gained because you have knowledge. Knowledge can then become power. Then becoming prosperity. And then money. It's that simple. We want to look at Fei Wu and its power in a larger aspect into those four. Not just about wealth and how can I have it. About looking at the whole picture of what wealth is. It is also honesty. It is your clear definition as to what it is you truly desire. It is enjoy your fortune, but share it. I believe I wrote back here, for those who don't understand what I'm getting at, I have another way of how I was told to put it in my book here. It says, you're being shown an important opportunity to contact with the limitless abundance, wealth, and prosperity flow within life. Again, you are being shown an important opportunity to connect with the limitless abundance, wealth, and prosperity flow of life. But share your resources, possessions won or earned, sign of hope and success, energy, foresight, fertility, creation, but also destruction. It's a very hard balance to hold, but you can do it. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope that you find yourself standing strong within your own self. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.